Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video, and in this video I'm going to be taking a look at the top 5 best graphics cards for your money. Now, with the announcement of the RTX series, some things have fluctuated, but until we see those GPUs actually be released, I don't think we're going to see much of a shift in the market. And even after the release of those GPUs, I don't think we're going to see too much of a shift because those graphics cards are going to be very, very expensive. And you guys know me, I target more towards that lower end to mid end range, and even a GPU like the 2060 is going to be relatively on the higher side pricing wise. So those graphics cards just are not the ones you should be looking at. However, some of the past gen GPUs are doing very well in terms of pricing and how much performance you're going to get out of them. So I thought I would cover that. We've got 3 AMD GPUs, 2 NVIDIA GPUs, and overall I would say all of these are very good bang for your buck. Now, if you guys have watched these videos in the past, these are just ordered based on lowest price to highest price, so let's just get right into this. First up on a lower end side, we have the XFX Radeon RX 560 4GB video card. This is $144 on Amazon right now, and there's a $20 mail-in rebate knocking it down to $124. There are not a ton of awesome options around this price point right now. The 1050 Ti is considerably more expensive than this, and I just think the 1050 Ti is a horrible deal right now. I don't think that's hyperbolic. It just falls very short given that it's still going for $200 at some places. Just not a good GPU given its price. The RX 560 on the other hand, which is somewhat comparable to it, is only at $124 after a mail-in rebate, and that's a very good deal. It's a 4GB GPU, and if you're playing at 1080p, it's going to be a very capable card. Whether you're playing esports titles, games like Destiny 2, or even newer and upcoming games like Shadow of the Tomb Raider, this GPU is going to do a pretty good job. Not going to max out everything and get 60 frames per second, but a very good performing GPU for the money. Moving on from that, I got to give a shout to the PowerColor Radeon RX 570. This is an 8GB GPU available over at Newegg right now. $200 flat, and there's a $30 mail-in rebate knocking it down to $170, and that's a really good deal. Given the fact that the 1050 Ti is around the same price as this is a really good deal. And not only does it stop there, just like the RX 580, you do get the free AMD gift games. That includes Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Strange Brigade, which is actually a better game than a lot of people expected. It's a nice little title. Assassin's Creed Odyssey is a game that hasn't even been released yet, and you gotta value that at $50 to $60. Strange Brigade just released, and it's being sold at $60. If you value that at like $20, because let's be real, nobody's really gonna be paying $60 for that game. And then you get Star Control Origins as well. I believe that's being released at $40. You combine all that together, let's say you value all of that at $70 to $80. I mean, you're getting a great deal on the 570. Actual value-wise, after using the mail-in rebate, you're paying like $90 for this GPU if you're just looking strictly from a value standpoint. Now, I know it's not quite as good as that. You would rather just get a $90 RX 570. You wouldn't want the mail-in rebate attached. You wouldn't want those free games attached. You would just want to pay that outright, but still, you get the idea. This is a very, very good deal, and once again, a very capable 1080p GPU, and you can even game at 1440p with some titles. That 8GB is going to come in handy for that, and overall, great value for your money. The next GPU falls in line with that. We have the MSI Radeon RX 580. This is going for around $250. There's a $30 mail-in rebate, $220 for that. And you will once again get the AMD gift. This is more souped up than the 570. Unfortunately, a lot of the deals available at the moment of recording this video on the 580 aren't all too great, but if you guys have your eyes open, I've seen 580s as low as $230, and then with a $30 or $20 mail-in rebate, you're getting it for $200 or $210, and that's a really good deal. Right now, the deals aren't as abundant for a 580. The best one I found, again, MSI one on Newegg for $250, $30 mail-in rebate, knocking it down to $220. That's still a very good deal considering you get those games on top of it, but definitely have seen better deals on 580s than this, better versions of the 580. So this is what I might wait out on. Have your eyes open to r/build-a-PC sales, and you can probably get a better deal on a 580, but still the deal available right now quite good. And lastly, the latter two GPUs are NVIDIA GPUs. The EVGA GeForce GTX 1060 3GB model is down to $220. There's a $20 mail-in rebate on that, knocking it down to $200. With the 1060, it's not quite as good as the AMD offering, but you do get a free copy of Destiny 2, which honestly, you gotta value that game pretty low at this point. I would value that at like $10. It was a part of Humble Monthly. Humble Monthly is $12, and you got that and a bunch of other games. So compared to the AMD free offering, Destiny 2 pales in comparison to that, but hey, it's a nice little freebie. It's a game I'm sure some of you guys will check out, but the 1060 itself is a very good GPU. Unfortunately, this is the 3GB model, which does have its limitations, but at 1080p, it is quite good. If you're bumping it up and playing games at 1440p, you will see those limitations, however, so I would stick to 1080p with this GPU, and at that resolution, this GPU will do very, very well. and even higher end games like Witcher 3 maxed out. Again, upcoming games like a Fallout 76 or Shadow of the Tomb Raider, AC Odyssey, those are gonna run really well on a 1060 at 1080p. This is a perfect 1080p GPU. If you're dead set on getting an NVIDIA card, if you want a good deal and you're gaming at 1080p at 1063GB is really the route to go. And lastly, the final GPU, we're gonna jump all the way up to a gigabyte GeForce GTX 1080. Now, you might be wondering, why did I skip out on the 1070? Why did I skip out on the 1070 Ti? Those are just not available at great deals right now. The 1070 typically goes for like $350 to $370. The 1070 Ti is pretty close to the 1080's price. A 1080 you can regularly find for around $400 to $430. This one is $430, but I have seen deeper discounts on 1080s in the past. If you go over to eBay yesterday, they were running one of their 15% off discount codes, and you were seeing 1080s for around $360, so that's insane. That's not available all the time, but if you see a deal like that, you should definitely take advantage of it. This is a good deal. $430 is a little bit more than I would like to pay. I would like to pay $400 flat on a 1080, ideally even cheaper than that, but still, considering the performance you're getting at 1440p or even 4K, I have a 1080 and I've done some gaming at 4K, and it does really, really well. On some of the higher end games, you will have your limitations. However, at 1440p, this thing's an absolute monster now, and outside of games that are just horrendous ports, it's gonna pretty much destroy any game you throw at it. And that is an awesome resolution for a 1080. But if you want a game at 4K, that's definitely doable as well. At $430, still a very good deal, but I would like to get it a little bit cheaper. Again, be on the lookout on r/build-a-PC sales, be on the lookout on eBay. You can snag a high quality 1080 for $400 or sometimes even less than that. That's gonna conclude this video, guys. The top 5 best graphics cards for the money right now. A lot of great deals on GPUs, especially on the AMD side. If you are looking for a mid-range GPU, a 570, 580, get all those free games. Those deals are an absolute steal. I just mentioned the 1060 as well because I know a lot of you guys want that NVIDIA option, and if you do, there's that for you guys, but the 570 and 580 are absolutely insane. And that's gonna conclude this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed. Hope I've made your GPU buying decision a little bit easier. If you guys have a request for a future video, you can leave that in the comments section down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. This video is sponsored by scdkeys.com. They've got great deals on all kinds of games as well as PC software. Specifically, they've got Windows 10 Pro OEM for just $14. So if you go on their site, type in Windows 10, you'll find it available right now. You can buy it, and you can take advantage of the promo code CM1 to save an additional 10%, so you'll be getting it a little bit cheaper. You can decide on your method of payment, check out, and bam, there you go. Now you've got Windows 10 a little bit cheaper. You can also use the code CM2 on games to save 3%, so take advantage of that as well.